Hi guys.
Hey Bentley, are you taking it easy? What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
You doing all right? You got anything to say?
No.
Okay, so we had a couple of burn piles a few days ago. One of them was right here over by the beaver dam. We pulled it, and there was a whole bunch of scrap junk stuff up here. This one was really big. It's burnt mostly up. We had another burn pile up there where we done some other work, and we burned them both, and then it rained. They mostly burned up, and then it rained about 4 or 5 days off and on, and we couldn't get back out here. So it's finally, it's a pretty day. It's dried up enough that we can combine these. It's not dried up enough that they'll probably burn, but we're going to drag all these over to the other pile, push them all up together, and get them ready for the right time to kick it off and burn it. Okay, we made it over here. These are just so cool. These things work so awesome. That came out really good. We've got it piled up here pretty tight. I've got it piled up pretty tight. So we'll either see if it'll burn this afternoon, if it dries up enough. It may, you know, if we can get it, use an accelerant and get it started real good. If not, then we'll let it set, and assuming it doesn't rain tonight, we'll burn it first thing in the morning. But I think there's a good chance if it goes ahead and warms up, we can get it burnt this afternoon, and we'll be done with this. It's amazing how fast it can go down here from 40 degrees and cold rain to 80 or 85 degrees, hot and humid. You ready to go for a ride? You ready to go look? Okay, it's cleared up. We're gonna go for a ride and see what we can find that may need to be done. You ready? Okay. Those guys are supposed to be on this side of the fence. They're not supposed to be in there. How many's over there? 4 or 5. We have some fence down somewhere. Have to find that. We've got 125 acres, but we've got it fenced off in a lot of different parts so we can keep cows and different pieces of it off of different pasture. So we'll have to see what the problem is. Okay, so we got our little fire started, the one I piled up this morning, and then we came back here to the back, on the back side of our east gate, and we piled this up a few days ago. We had a bunch of down trees that have been down for a long time, and we piled a huge pile and lit it off. We lit it off about an hour ago. I wish I'd filmed it before. I do have a previous video that has it. Maybe I'll throw a little clip of it on there so you can see it. But yeah, this has gone up big time fire. It's just right. We're just a day or two past a bunch of rain, so everything's a little damp. It's not gonna go anywhere, but there's enough wind to flame it, so it's a fan it. So it's doing awesome. We'll get all this burned up pretty quick and cleaned up around here. There's still all kinds of scraps on the ground. There's all kinds of stuff here that needs to be thrown on there, but we'll rake it all up and push it all up on there and get this area cleaned up again. And glad to have this burnt done. So it burnt down last night. It burned up a whole lot of it, and we've come down this morning and fired it up again, piled it all up nice and neat, and this will burn down today. This will be gone today, and we'll have just a few little scraps to pick up, I'm sure, and probably do it one more time tomorrow, and we'll have this all done. We did clean it all up yesterday with the tractor. We went through and drug up all the scraps and stuff, used the box blade, and this all came out real nice. It's cleaned up pretty good and in pretty good shape. I'd love to get rid of all those big bodark trees, but someday. We also cut down a couple of trees that were right here by this gate, and glad to have those gone and cleaned up a little bit. But it's all good. Hey Bentley, are you taking it easy? What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
You doing all right? Got anything to say?
Okay, so I've been working for quite a while over here, maybe a couple hours, and really trying to trim this back as much as you can. It just grows in, the wilderness just creeps in on what you have claimed. I'm taking down trees. This is, I mean, just digging it up. This is a bodark tree, you know, it's 6 inches. For anyone who's not familiar with a bodark tree, there's nothing worse, I don't think. They've got these thorns on them that are like this size thorn, and they are sharp. They're like needle sharp as a needle, and the tree just covers with them. I mean, look at this one. This one is longer than my finger, or as long as my finger, and the trees are just covered with them. It's a thorn tree. It's not like a vine. They're hard like nails. I've dug up maybe a dozen trees like that, about that size or smaller, and some cedars. You know, cedar trees, if you leave cedar trees, you end up in 20 years with a pasture full of cedar trees. So been going through digging all these up and cutting all this back. It's a beautiful day outside. Finally, it's quit raining. It's warmed up again. We've been down in the 30s at night for the last few days. Hopefully it's the last cold front to blow through But anyway, it's a great day, and we're digging all this stuff up. So we worked all in back, and then we came out by the house. This has been a great day. We came out by the house, and we've been wanting to do this a long time. We went through with the tractor and chainsaw, and we cut all this down away from the barbed wire fence. We cut all of those with the chainsaw. They're all just, you know, most of them are just an inch and a half or so, just a little bigger than you can just back over with the brush hog. We brush hogged what we could, which was a whole lot of it. Brush hogged it all the way out so we can go all the way along the fence line. The stuff won't grow up in it. And we already had it down there, you know, going all the way out to the road, but we just had to do this part right up here by this wire gate we've got here. So, I mean, all these huge trees, this one's pretty good size to be in there with a tractor knocking them down and cutting them up with a chainsaw. Pretty big pile, pretty big mess, but we'll get this all drug out and burn it. It'll be gone, and we have wanted that cleared away from the fence for a long, long time. Hi guys. So we were out here yesterday. We did a lot of work yesterday. We got a lot of stuff done. We cut down a whole bunch of trees. We got everything cleared out really good. A bunch of little trees, lots of mowing back through here. So we really like it. It looks a lot better than it did. And I'll show you a little bit of what we did. So yeah, we've got a pretty good pile of trees here and root balls and everything else. Most of them are about the size that if you cut them down for firewood, they would just be smaller than what you would split. You could throw them in and mix them in with the split wood and have a nice little bunch of firewood. But we're not going to cut it up. We just piled it up and smushed it all down. Smushed it. Smushed is a technical term that you use when you're on a tractor. Smushed it all down here nice and tight. We're going to let it all die out. We'll come back in, I don't know, a couple of weeks and burn it all up. But you can see where we dug up all these roots, all these root balls, and really opened this up real nice. It was already pretty open, but it had these trees all growing scattered out throughout it. And like underneath this, there was trees growing under there and a cedar tree. You couldn't mow up close to anything. It looked more like this. I still need to take those down. Those are bodark trees. I'm dying to take them down, but I need to chainsaw and some more time. I just haven't done it yet. But those are next on the list. We're going to clean all that out between the fence and the fence. We're going to get all that cleaned out too. So anyway, it was a good day's project yesterday. We're glad to have this much of it done, and there's always more to do. Okay, you can't hardly see it, but we've come out and we stretched about 100 foot of wire. So picking it up a little bit, 100 foot of wire right along the bottom 2 feet of this fence out by the house here. Our little schnauzer likes to go up there, and he's been tempted to go through that fence a lot, especially at night or something. And now that we've cut it all back away from the fence, there's no doubt he's going to want to. So we've stretched a little bit of wire along the bottom, and that'll keep him in. And okay, we appreciate you watching our channel. We are Flyover News. Thanks very much for tuning in. Please click like and subscribe if you like this channel and you like these videos. We're going to continue to make some more, and you guys have a great day. Thank you.